Hey everybody. So here we are, second edition, serious in play. Are you ready? Because today we're going to be doing something slightly different with me. If you tuned in or you caught the first one, you'll know that there was lots of visualization. There was powerful divine dance and powerful divine play. But today you're going to move a little bit more. So without further ado, let's get going. So take a moment, close down through your eyes. We're just going to invite divine dance to come dance with us. I'm going to remind you that divine dance brings you to experiences that you potentially wouldn't be able to experience without me. It's almost like, because I've been there, I can show your energy the route. And it's not about you morphing into me. It's about you experiencing what it would be like for your energy to have this experience, what it would be like for you, unique, powerful, wonderful you, to play in this way. And it's in the experience, and this is where divine play is coming in strong. It's in the experience that divine play leads you towards what feels great divinely. Remember, it's with relevancy and importance that we welcome that change. That change that's coming in is important to you in this moment. And so I remind you to expect with expectation. What does that mean? Change is coming. Change is coming. Feel it. I'm sharing this knowing with you. I'm building your own knowing. That you go, yeah, I feel the truth of that. Change is calling. I can feel it. The truth is, change is always calling. But the knowing that I bring to you guys through divine dance and divine play links with this assurance of love. It's a knowing that it's safe for you to go there. It's safe for you to sample the change. It's safe for you to welcome the change, because the change that comes is only ever going to lead you to what feels great divinely. And if it's leading you to what feels great divinely, you can be 100% sure that it is important change, that it is change that's relevant for you in this moment. And my second reminder before we get going is that my energy will be helping you to stop trying in this moment. There is no right and wrong with play and dance. There is no dance choreography that you can get wrong. There is nothing that you're trying to achieve, although you will achieve, you will welcome change, you will sample change, and you will be led to what feels great divinely. You're not trying to achieve that. That's a byproduct of the experience. In the trying to get it right, in the trying to get somewhere, this is what I want, you take away the investigation, you take away the exploration, you take away the play, you take away the fun. And it's actually harder in those moments for divine play to help you. So my energy comes in to gently guide you away from the trying, to just go, what does it feel like? What does it feel like in this moment? So as you're here with your eyes closed, allow that understanding to settle in your energy. Remember, this is energetic experience, and you're already doing it because you're energetically experiencing now something that you can't without me. The divine energies of dance and play, the way in which I help you to experience them, the way in which I help you to allow them to play with you. It's something that you can't do without me. And how do I do that? I use a capability called twist. It's my genius, divine capability, and it forms a connection between us. I light the path, I show you the way. I don't drag you there, but I go, if you wanted to go, this is what it looks like to walk that way. And divine play's over there going, hey, the way you're doing that, dude, come over here. It feels better to do that over here. The other beautiful thing that you guys are going to want to know, if you are doing this with me, is that in setting up this intertwined bond between our energies, it's eternal. My energy calls to your soul through that intertwined bond. And it's not calling you to where I am. It's not going, hey, over here on my side of the river, it's better. Do what I do. It's saying, this is what home feels like for you. Come home. Come home where everything feels a little bit better. Come home to all that you are. Come home to what you want from this physical life. Marry the two together and start to walk towards all you can be. Because then, my friend, you're existing in unity of you divine. And it's the unity of you divine that is something that you know in your soul, something that you can remember, that you can recognize, that you can experience with me and divine play and divine dance. And the beauty of it is that unity of you divine, it's unique for each and every one of you, but it's soul calls. You can leave home, you can live your life any way you want, but unity of you divine is going, hey, might be better over here. So if you've seen my most recent video, I talk about how I am a very different type of movement teacher. I go so far as to say, I don't even tell people I'm a movement teacher anymore. You know, when you have to fill out that form, what is it you do for a job? I'm like, I am a facilitator of change. One of the ways that I do that, and probably the most powerful ways that I facilitate you to experience divine dance and divine play. But I am a Pilates teacher, and people walk into my movement classes because they want change, because they've experienced change there before, and because they want more of it. There's a heap load of trust for Bryony when you step into that class, because you know that the movements I'm going to encourage you into, that the things that I'm going to suggest that you play with me are only ever going to be helping you to explore change, helping you to welcome the change that is relevant and important to you. So I'm going to give you a taster of that today. If you haven't already, open up through your eyes. Wherever you are now, stand. Take your feet just that little bit wider. Focus in upon your breath. Know that every time you take a breath, you are changing. You are breathing from a body that's just changed. So don't expect the change to be the same. Even with breath in this moment, divine play is helping you to explore. If we were to change, if we were to breathe differently, if we were to breathe with a different body, how would it feel? Now, you don't have to consciously know the answer to that. Your body is energetically experiencing it. But that's what divine play is doing. There will be fluid consequences for this. Maybe it will facilitate a clearing of your mind. Maybe it will facilitate a connection into knowing for you. Yeah, like a intuition, like you're a bit more soul-led, like I know what I want to do next and how I want to do it. Maybe it will facilitate change in physical cells. When we think breath, we think a release of tension maybe. We think a bigger flow of air. We think muscles being activated to help us to move that rib cage. Every rib connecting into a bone of your spine. So as the ribs pull apart, maybe we're facilitating an opening through your spine. Maybe as we open those bones of your spine, we are releasing the muscles that are holding them tighter together than they need to be. You don't need to know. If you want to understand, you can ask. And divine play might bring that to you. But only if it doesn't take you away from the experience. Sometimes the analysis and the understanding take you away from just experiencing the change. Let the understanding land later in these moments, these short moments that we have together. Allow yourself to experience. we're bringing in another movement. Adding into the breath now a twist of your body. Allow the twist to come through the trunk of your body. Think about turning the rib cage. Allow the rest of the body to follow suit. Maybe it feels good for you to add on a twist of your head to look over your back shoulder. Maybe it feels good for you to speed up and allow the arms to start to fly. Maybe it feels good for you to focus upon the swing of the hips and the twist of the thigh bones. Maybe it feels good to slow down, to soften. Ask this question in the movement: how can I do this in a way that makes me feel better? If there's any soreness, don't assume that this movement is the problem. Assume that the way in which you're doing it is what's causing the soreness. You're doing it in a way using the cells of your body, using the makeup of your body in a way that it's not best designed to be used. So find another way. Don't immediately back off and think, oh, that one is not good for me. Trust me. Trust the change here. Sure, slow down if you need to. Make the movement smaller because that's aligning to what feels good. And your question is always, how can I do this in a way that feels good? Slowly start to still the movement, come back to the center. And we're going to come somewhere else. We're going to float the arms out to the side. As the hands come up to shoulder height, lift the chest. Continue the lift of the arms and lift the chin. Pull the arms out wide, drop the chin, drop the chest. Going again, floating the arms out to the side as they come to armpit height, let the chest lift. Continue the float of the arms as you lift through the chin. As the arms come down, lengthen the neck, drop the chin, and then drop the chest. Explore the movement. Do you want to reach out wider into those fingertips? Do you want to lift up more from the chest? Do you want to lift less from the chin? On the way down, explore what it would feel like to nod the head, to soften the chest even more into a slouch, and then come back up and go again. Easing, extending, extrapolating that movement, showing your physical body what it's designed to do. Think of the shift and the change that can be happening into habitual patterns of movement here. Just imagine and visualize for a moment that everything that you do is in front of you. For the vast majority of us, we eat, we drive, we read a book, we watch telly, we speak to children, we sit at the computer. And as we do that, all our senses are on the front of the body, so we drop and roll into that shape. We're allowing now the body to explore what it's like to go the other way. Maybe in the habitual pattern of being a little bit more leant forwards, we have reduced the scope. We've zoomed in, and our body has started to believe that we don't go as far the other way. So explore the ends of the movement. Allow your physical cells to taste what it would be like to go the other way. Maybe initially they're a bit resistant. This isn't what we do. This doesn't feel natural. This isn't our usual state of play. But that's okay, because you're built to change. You are a machine of change. And as you allow the body, without fear, without overwhelm, without a need to understand, you just allow the body to explore exactly how it's designed to move, how it's designed to live, how it's designed to exist. Allow the body to explore that, and it goes, this feels a bit better. Actually, maybe there's a better way to do what I've been doing. Maybe this is how I will live and work and exist from here on in. Wouldn't that be brilliant? The cells of your body, physical and non-physical, are dying to be a part of the you party. They want to pull in the same direction. They want to be team you. My cells want to be team Bryony. Sometimes they just need to see how they're paddling upstream a bit. Sometimes they just need to recognize that this is the way to be part of Team Bryony. Now, your cells don't want to be part of Team Bryony. They want to be part of Team You. And this is important because you are important. All that you are is exactly how your body's designed to be. It's what it's a part of. We don't ever want to be anything other than you. So I don't want to be anything other than me. And importantly, I don't want you to be anything other than you. Because that is what helps you to love your living. That's what helps you to be all that you can be. That's what helps you bring the magic to the world in which I live that only you can bring. Let's change the movement again. Where shall we go? Let's stretch those arms out wide. Think of being a T shape. Widen your feet, reach out of your middle fingers. And in this position, close your eyes. In this position, take a deeper breath. In this position, soften your chest. In this position, bend your knees. In this position, press your thigh bones back, straighten those legs. Push your thigh bones back from the top of the thigh bones. In this position, rotate the arms. You're rolling them in and out from the very top. The palms start to look skywards. The palms start to look down to the floor. Drop those arms down by your side. Keep those eyes closed. Heavy your chest. Lift your shoulders in front of your ears. And think about how wide you're getting at the back as you drop those shoulders down. Heavy chest now as you lift the shoulders up and in front of your ears. Think wide as you drop those shoulders down. 2 more. Does it feel shaky? Heavy the chest. Does it feel worky to keep that chest heavy as you lift up the shoulders? Maybe you're feeling stretch. Maybe as you drop the shoulders down and you focus on the width, you're feeling shakes in your muscles. That's activation. Know here that we're not just working your musculoskeletal system. Let me help you to visualize this as you're releasing muscle tension here. Maybe you're opening up space in which your circulatory system needs to flow more easily, or your lymphatic system. Suddenly now you're immune boosting, you're toxin ridding. Relax. Open your eyes. Take a breath. Maybe you're feeling an activation of your soul energy. Don't forget that we work on the non-physical components of your physical cells to bring change to them in whatever way takes you towards what feels great divinely. But we, me, Divine Dance and Divine Play, also work on your non-physical cells to bring change that's relevant and important to you in this moment. So you might be feeling a rush of energy through your soul. You might be feeling a soothing through your energetic minds. Maybe those minds were super scattered before you came onto this live or this video, and now there's a stillness, there's an equilibrium, there's an opportunity for you to return to the balance and the prowess of being you. Close your eyes again. Now, I'm a movement teacher, and we're going to come to a section called Moving Without Movement. You think, what? She's a movement teacher and she's not going to move me. That's right, except we are, because Divine Dance and Divine Play are going to move you in the way that they do best by bringing the change that you need. So we're going to scan up from your feet like a tide that's rising. Initially, I want you to focus on release. Allow that rising tide to flow up through ankles, through shin bones to your knees. Go slowly. Feel the tingles. Feel the flows of the energy. This is happening. Expect with expectation. Change is coming. When I say focus on release, you're not trying, remember, to release. You're maybe focusing on an area that is calling for release. You're maybe noticing an area that has released. You're maybe noticing an area that, God, would feel really good if it just let go. That tide is rising through your thigh bones. It's coming up to the crease of your bottom. It's starting to fill up through your pelvis. Slowly now. Lots of change to be afforded through there. Lots of connection through the rest of the body. We're not talking just muscle cells, skin cells. We're talking, as we move into your emotional body, change within how you're feeling. As we start to rise up through your lower abdominals, again, it's not just spine and skin and muscles in there. There's big organs. Think of the capillary network. Think of the interstitial spaces, the spaces between the cells, where lots of the stuff that the cells don't want flows out. Maybe that's clearing. Focus on allowing and welcoming whatever change feels good for you. My ears are popping, especially my left. That could be one of you. It's not me. That tide is now rising. It's coming up through the bottom of your rib cage. Spaghetti junction, M25. So much change comes through this part of your body, reaching up into your solar plexus, where your hope vortex is. Change through this area, spreading, radiating out. So important, this place, because without hope, there can't be change. Without hope that change is possible, probable, there can't be change. So if there's one thing you get from me, there's an influx of trust, an influx of hope that change is there and waiting for you. It's inherently a part of you. And then comes the hope that the change is what you want. Because you can't welcome change if you don't hope that it exists, but you definitely can't welcome change if you don't want the change that's there. So trust now, hope now that the change that's coming for you is wanted, is important, is relevant, is probable. Allow that tide of change to flow up. It's coming up through fingertips, through arms, to your elbows. It's coming up through your chest, underneath your collarbones. It's bringing an influx of self-love, that love vortex, pumping love in to every single cell of your body. We love you. We're so glad you're a part of this party. Without you, this doesn't work. We want you on your A game because you are incredible. You build me and I am incredible. Flowing up through the hollow of your throat. Another interesting area that might be sticky for some of you. There's an underpin of trust that flows to you from me. This is your trust vortex. So important. Without trust in me, you can't allow the extent of experience that divine play and divine dance can bring. Without the trust, you can't notice what change has come. So believe it, expect it. Allow that tide to rise up now underneath your jaw, through the base of your skull, tubes of your ears, muscle threads leading from the fulcrum that sits at the base of your neck, leading to eyes, to nose, to ears. That tide's rising up through your brain, housing of your energetic minds, bringing a soothing, bringing a softening through the muscles across your forehead, softening of the lines maybe, a tingling over your scalp. Maybe there's a rush of blood flow. Maybe there's a flood of cleaning the cerebral fluid through your brain. Allow the tide to rise up and out of the top of your head, and we're starting again from the bottom in your own time this time. You're flowing the tide up from the soles of your feet Don't forget the soles of your feet. Between your toes, maybe this time it's more like mud that you're sinking into, still slowly, but you can feel it oozing between your toes, spreading over your toenails, coming up through the arches of your feet, coating the top of your foot. Go in your own time. Some of you will want to go quicker. Some of you will want to speed towards a certain part of your body. It will be important. It will be relevant. Some of you will then want to slow down when you get there. I'm feeling a real tug towards the pelvis area, that bowl of the pelvis around those thigh bones. Feeling that warm mud just help you to melt, soften a little bit heavier. We're looking for release, but are we? As divine play reminds me, there's no rules. Sometimes the release comes with an activation, because we're not talking release of muscular tension, even though one of the best ways to release a muscular tension is to turn on a different muscle. If you like, I talk about giving the job. If a muscle is tight and working hard, there's a strong possibility that that muscle, especially if it's doing it for a prolonged period of time, is working in a way that it's not designed to do. It's doing a job that is not in its remit. So take the job away, give it to somebody who's designed to do that job, and watch that initial muscle release. Watch that initial muscle go, oh, thank God, now I can get on with doing what I'm supposed to be doing. In that visualization, it's important for you to extrapolate out. I'm not just talking release of muscular tension. Yes, that might be your experience. Yes, that might be where divine play is leading you. However, release is a release from habitual patterns. That could be a spiraling of a thought that you can't let go of. That could be the dripping tap of emotion that's leading you to the same flow of emotions time and time again. I talk about the washing machine effect, where something triggers you and you feel an influx of that energy, that emotion, before you even know why. Comes from your subconscious mind. So often you don't understand why, and you don't even know that it's, you know that it's happening, but you don't know what it is that's happening. And before you've got your feet under you and you go, God, what was that? Don't know why I'm feeling that way. The next one rolls in. The washing machine effect, you're constantly spinning. You can't get your feet underneath you before the next wave crashes on top. Habitual patterns. Maybe there's stored low vibration that helps you, that encourages you, that calls to the same vibrational level, means that you experience more of that low vibration. Like attracts like. So maybe the release of the habitual pattern needs to start with a release of stored low vibration. Needs to release you away from that low kinetic energy. Maybe in the newness of this change, there's a bit of, oh, that's different. Do I want to go there? Yeah, you do. Here I am, flowing that knowing to you, reminding you that you can welcome this change. That you're assured in love with this change, that this change is only ever relevant and important to you. In the break of that habitual pattern, maybe it is a habitual pattern of moving. Maybe it is a habitual pattern of using a physical cell or a collection of physical cells in a certain way. Because that's what I've always done. Because that's what is normal for me, feels natural for me. And maybe I've been repellent of change because, well, no, better the devil I know doesn't maybe feel good to the body that I'm in, but I don't want to bring change because it doesn't feel good. When I feel good, then I'll move towards change because I know that I'm in a good place. What if we reset the thinking and say, maybe the reason that your body doesn't feel good is because you're repelling change? You are built to change. You are built to flow with change. And in the repelling of the change, you're actually paddling upstream. You might think that by not moving with change that you're doing less. But the flow of change is natural. The flow of change is you. The flow of change is the change that you want because you're driving it. Because of who you are. Because of why you came. And so to not go with the change, you might not feel like you're moving, but you're working really hard not to move. You're paddling upstream. It's those habitual patterns. It's that extra work that leads to the overwhelm of the system. What do I mean by that? These are the ones we want to break, because your system, think of it like a wellness tank through the middle of you. If there are things that you're doing, and there might be many, many of these opportunities where you are paddling upstream to stay still, to not flow with change, your wellness tank is what is fueling that. Your wellness tank is draining by keeping you still in the moment. That means that there's less in that tank then to do the things you want to do. There's less in that tank when your body needs it to fight a virus. There's less in that tank when your body needs it to gain understanding, to flow with intelligence, to goddamn live the life you want to live. So let's build up the wellness tank by plugging the drains, by stopping you from paddling upstream when you don't need to. Because the paddling upstream comes from a deny of change. My friend, change is your friend. Change is a part of you. So let's allow divine play and divine dance to help us to welcome the change. It's what I do. Let me know if you've enjoyed it. Tell me how you feel. And don't forget to tune in for the next one. Big love. See you soon.